Hello Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. Happy to have you all. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Take away only what resonates for you and please release the rest. Do trust your own intuition above all else because you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's go ahead and set the intention now to get my Cancer gang out there some clear, helpful, and insightful messages for wherever they are at on their spiritual path currently. All right, Cancer, let's do it. So what's coming up in the past for Cancer? Oh, 2 cards. So the 7 of Cups, I absolutely adore this card. I just think it's so beautiful. 7 of Cups, which can sometimes be sort of at a standstill in terms of how to proceed forward because sometimes we're questioning our intuition or we're waiting to feel inspired by something that just feels like a natural yes or an organic like, yes, this is what I meant to do. It's my calling. It's and in any sense of that word, it doesn't have to be something, super spiritual, but it's a Cups card. So it can have to do with our love life or our creativity or spirituality. And then, 2 of Wands is like a big decision waiting to be made. This is such a random message, but I'm getting the metaphor of like a slam dunk. Like wanting to take your shot, but it's like you have to get either emotionally comfortable with a couple things. The anticipation of doing it and not feeling clouded or not immersing yourself in a fear-based energy before you really go for it. The other is that because this may involve some type of risk, it's almost like you're trying to weigh out all your options and get comfortable with the idea of maybe not knowing the future outcome. But that being said, it's like you are trying to understand the possible outcomes and getting comfortable with any outcome, if that makes sense, in any which way. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining that well. But it's like you don't want to be disappointed, so you're trying to not set yourself up for defeat. So for some of you, you were holding back out of fear, but I think most of you have decided, okay, I'm going to go for this. It's like I'm picking my moment. There's almost like this very like I'm visualizing the basket, like I'm visualizing the ball, soaring through the air and, circling around the rim and going through the basket. I don't know why I'm getting a basketball metaphor. I have no idea. But it's this idea of you got to take your shot. What is that quote that everybody loves? It's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. How many times have you read that, right? I mean, it's one of those quotes that it floats around everywhere on social media and you're like, yeah. But then when it's your turn to take your shot, you're like, fuck, this is kind of scary. You know what I mean? I do like this though. It has something to do with aligning to some sort of opportunity in your future or something that you envision being a very important chapter or person or opportunity in your future. There is like this, I got to go for it. And I do think it has to do with maybe it's either putting your creativity or on the line or putting your emotions on the line, because either way, putting yourself out there, maybe the fear comes from this idea of it's like a little part of me. It's like a little piece of me that I'm putting out there. And so with that, I can't necessarily protect it the way I want, like it's open to being vulnerable or criticized. I don't know what that is. All right, anyway. So that's in the past. What about the present? Did they take the shot? I gotta know. The moon. All right, so you did, but now you don't know what to do or you don't know how it's landed yet because you haven't gotten that feedback yet or you haven't, I don't know, maybe some of you haven't done it yet. This could be a card of sinking more into the fear. But I don't know, something about it's going to be a lucky outcome no matter what happens because, ultimately it is going to align you to where you need to be. There might be we are in Pisces season. All right, so I think this is a timestamp for a lot of you. Of course, I'm recording it in Pisces season. Doesn't mean you're watching in Pisces season. But yeah, there's sort of like a period of wait in terms of figuring something out in Pisces season. So what is supporting Cancer right now? The King of Wands. All right, so you have someone going to bat for you. I don't think this is you. It's coming through to me as an external energy. So you might be dealing with a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That is going to vouch for you or endorse you or support you in any sense. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe your partner is stepping up and taking on some of your responsibilities to make more room and time for whatever this is that you're pursuing. Maybe this is your boss who's like, yes, let's do it, Cancer. Maybe this is a client or a collaborator, someone who's very passionate about you or passionate about what you're doing. And yeah, I'm hearing like they want to vouch for you. They want to endorse you. They want to help contribute. Maybe they want to be a part of your team. Maybe this is someone who's applying to the job and they're going to work under you. It could be something like that. All right, so then you're being supported by a fire sign. Or if it's not a fire sign, it's someone with like big boss energy, male or female, right? So what qualities is Cancer being asked to lean into that would be helpful at this time? Advice on how to grow. The Ace of Wands. Open up your heart. Let your soul, S-O-U-L, soar, S-O-A-R. I'm hearing literally that, and it's hard to say. Let your soul soar. It's like allowing things to blossom from the inside out, or bringing things that exist in you internally, externally. It's like sharing your voice with the world. Some of you have an important chapter here where I don't know if it has to do with writing or speech making or publishing, or again, maybe it's something more like social media focused. I don't know. It's something that you have inside of you. It needs to come out. It needs to be expressed. And so for some of you who it's like you have to have a big talk or put yourself on the line, it's going to put you in a position of vulnerability, but it's something you really want and desire because it means the world to you. It's very precious to you. I do think you're being asked to communicate that and express that, even though you don't necessarily know the outcome of how it's going to land. I do think there was a huge message here of like the visualization of it. That whole like basketball metaphor, that's manifestation energy. It's like, if you want a raise, you almost have to like create a fake paycheck for yourself with the new salary amount and like tack it to your refrigerator, your board or whatever, to get yourself seeing that every day and really imagining and visualizing what would it be like to have that extra money? What would it be like to be in that connection, to have that job? Yeah, I think that whole basketball metaphor of like shooting your shot, it has to do, it's moving towards something that scares you, but it's something you want so bad. And I do like that energy in that you're facing your fear. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. This is very like Eight of Swords energy, but the tail end of it. It's like the liberation from the own negative self-talk or areas where you hold yourself back. You're not doing that anymore. And with this wand energy, it's almost like you're mimicking the person who supports you, who they have, excuse me, they have so much belief in you. There's like endless amount of support and maybe devotion, but metaphorically or literally, endorsement of what you're doing. It's like they believe in you. Do you believe in yourself? It's like you're kind of getting amped up. It's almost like this is your coach. If we're going to stick with this basketball metaphor, maybe some of you have like a life coach right now or a therapist or someone who's really like, you can do this. I know you can. Like, I've seen your work and it's incredible and whatever. It's mimicking the confidence that they have in endorsing you. You're starting to get amped up and be like, you know what, maybe I am good enough. Like maybe I should go for this job, or I should ask this person out, or share my voice with the world, do this, what could be some sort of creative project, and putting it out there. And again, there's that fear of like, well, what if they don't like it? Does that mean they don't like me? You're not doing that anymore. You're working through those emotions with the Moon card, but I mean, your action or advice card is essentially go for it. Ace of Wands, this is a new chapter. Full of expression and movement and action-oriented type energy. So what is known here? What is the blessing or the help available? What is reality, facts? What is known in this scenario? The Eight of Cups. Yeah, so like Eight of Cups is, I mean, that's what we're dealing with in Pisces season, right? Because Saturn is sitting in Pisces. So a lot of times it's the card of walking away or needing to detach from something that is holding you back. And for you, Cancer, it almost feels like something was getting in the way of your ability to express your emotions fully. And it may have to do with past trauma or triggers or, again, fear. That's a very Saturn word, fear of rejection, where it's almost like I don't know why this is coming through. It's almost like the people that you were seeking approval from, you have this revelation that's not even your target audience. So what does it matter what they think? And maybe that has to do with friends or family or people around you. It's almost like you're going off to find your tribe, because what you got, the people want it. There's a specific audience, and maybe it's very niche. Maybe it's very specific what you're doing. But it's almost like the people in your current circle won't necessarily appreciate it, or I'm not sure what the word is, desire it or get on board with it, because it's so foreign to them. They just don't understand it. It doesn't mean they're right and you're wrong. It doesn't mean vice versa. It doesn't mean they're mean or stupid or any of that. It's just like, those aren't your people. And so there's almost a risk of leaving the tribe that you know behind in order to find, again, what I'm calling like the target audience. This feels very work-related, Cancer. I hope that makes sense. If it is romantic, maybe you had to walk away from something in order to find your voice again, in order to find your, self-worth, self-love, practice better self-love. Or for some of you, there was a relationship that you were intrigued or interested by, but with Saturn energy, there was too great an obstacle, and it's almost like the universe was saying, trust me, it's okay to let go of this. And if it's meant to be, like, it'll come back. But with that, it was almost like a don't worry about it. Like push the pause button and go off and really, really focus your energy on something else. Because ultimately, the Eight of Cups leads to the Nine of Cups, right? The Eight of Cups leads to the Nine of Cups. There is some sort of good luck energy here with the ladybug, even with the fox. I'm just getting that. It's something, it's an opportunity that's like you're ready to pounce on it. And so for some of you, if you're confused by the timeline, if you don't know, like, I want to, but I'm not sure if I should, like, you're going to know when it's time. You really have to trust your intuition, because something big is unfolding here. And for some of you, it may involve travel or flight. For some of you, what's known is you had to walk away from something you loved, but that doesn't mean it's not going to come back to you in a new form. And maybe that's a person, guys, but maybe that is something you did in your youth or your childhood. Maybe it was an activity or a sport, right? We had a lot of like athlete energy in the beginning. I don't know. It's like you're going to revisit that energy with a different perspective. And for some of you, it's like you're going to be able to enjoy it more. It's going to be very satisfying. So what is unknown here? What is hidden in the shadows or the subconscious? What is Cancer not necessarily aware of that is playing a part in this? Or what is hidden? What is unknown? The Page of Swords. Okay. I mean, this definitely has some sort of metaphor of education or learning opportunities. I also think that this is you not realizing that you are a mentor to others, that people learn from you, even if you don't consider yourself a teacher. It's almost like you teach by doing, and you're just so good at the doing part. It's like you don't even have to think about it. I'm hearing the word intrinsic. Like intrinsic, I'm not even sure I totally know what that means. Like your intrinsic gifts. Is that like your natural God-given abilities? I think that's what that means. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I'm hearing the word intrinsic. There's something about when you share that part of yourself, you ignite sparks in other people to want to do the same. This feels very like Cancerian Leo energy, like leading people without even necessarily trying to do so. I also think this does have to do with finding your people, and some of you may create some sort of course to teach people in the future, or step into a role as leader or mentor. Something for one or two of you, there has to do with a storyline about a distance with your child, for those who are parents, or I suppose it could be your parents as well, the child being at a distance, possibly to pursue something spiritual or education. I'm not sure why that would be coming through. I feel like I need one more on this. There's like 100 messages and none of them make sense to me here. Something that you wished for many years ago, and this is very specific too. It's like a birthday cake. It's like when you blew out the candles, something that you wished for, it's coming into you and you don't know it yet. But it's something that you want. It's something that you've wanted, and it's starting to manifest and materialize. And there's a teaser of it. There's a taste of it in Pisces season, and it's actually going to grow. And some of you, you're thinking like you lost a grip of it. It's like you got a taste of something, like, oh my God, I want this so bad. And some sort of Eight of Cups scenario happened where it was like, ooh, what happened? Like I hit a wall. Like I really thought this was going somewhere, and then it came to a screeching halt, or it got muddled, or something interjected or interfered with it, and you're almost going off the assumption of like, oh, well, that's that. I lost it. Like nothing good ever happens. That was a taste of what's to come, and I'm hearing like it's in the pipeline. There's a lot more of it. You just don't know it yet. That may have to do with romance. It might. Especially if someone is like a... Didn't I tell you this message earlier? I swear this is a repeat message. Someone who's like a professor or a teacher or in the role of student currently pursuing a degree, or I don't know. All right, so what is the outcome in the future here for Cancer? What is the outcome here? The Six of Cups. Yeah, there's that past returning. The past in multiple senses of the word. And I don't want you to look at this in a narrow perspective of like, yay, my ex is coming back. You can do that. It's your reading. But there's other things in the past that brought you great joy and satisfaction, something that fed your soul. It allowed you something about unfiltered self-expression, that it was just easy. It was natural. Some of you, as you grew up, you started to close up. You started to overly filter what it is that you wanted and needed to say. And it's almost like there's an opening of the floodgate again. And with that, it brings you blessings because you're honoring what's in your heart and what's in your soul. Yeah, Six of Cups definitely talks about the past and nostalgia. And again, I want to reiterate, it's things coming back to you that are familiar, but it's in a changed and it's a transformed energy because it's a Scorpio card, right? So the sun in Scorpio, it's the transformer of the zodiac. So something is being brought back and illuminated to you that has gone through its own cathartic process of change and regeneration, and it fits your lifestyle better now because of who you are and who you've become. All right. There could be an air sign that's going to, there could be a message coming into you. That could be what is hidden as well. There could also be an air sign who's expressing interest in you, romantically, a business connection, someone who wants to collab. Sometimes the Page of Swords can be a spying energy too, so someone checking in on you. This could be a child who's a little bit worried about you, or a child who is wanting to encourage you to pursue your dreams. And it's like you have people quite literally supporting you, like endorsing you, like championing you. If only you could see how great you are, because everyone else already does. This is like a huge confidence booster, like reading. Really, it is. And I almost feel like energetically, when you choose to say yes to you and what is in your heart, the universe is like, it's like hand to earpiece, right? Guy in sunglasses with this like imposing demeanor. He's like, all right, bring in the blessings, bring in the gifts, Cancer's ready. Like it's like someone on like a CB radio, like, all right, Cancer's ready, bring in the good stuff now. I don't know why I'm getting it like that. Like it's very funny to me. But there's something about when you say yes to you and you go after that thing, it scares you, but it makes you so happy. The universe is like, all right, Cancer's ready for the upgrade. Let's do it. Let's bring in that other wish that they thought they lost. It's like it slipped through your grip. It was never lost. It was a taste of what's to come. But you had to focus on you. You had to do something for you first, and then it comes back around. It comes back around. Shoot your shot, Cancer. All right, here we go. Oh, you got the Cancer card too. The new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. And I'm going to say this, part of you, your quote unquote loved ones, yes, it can have to do with your children, but it's also your expression. It's like your little pieces of work that you birth into the world, you know, your artwork, your whatever it is that you bring out from inside you. It's like helping you work through things in almost like a shadow energy and bringing light to it. And it's like, it's safe to release it into the world. I know you want to be possessive, or you want to be, maybe that's not the right word. It's precious to you. You don't want it to be tarnished or tainted. You don't want it to go out into the world and get bullied by the critics or by the haters. And it's like, you're strong. And so whatever it is you're releasing out into the world, you've had that impact and that influence. Like this is a standalone work. It's not going to be easily brought down and diminished and torn apart. Like it speaks for itself. It speaks volumes about you. And like, I'm going to say this, Cancer, it's way better than you think. You are your own harshest critic in this spread, and you might be your own worst enemy, talking yourself out of something that sometimes you have a lack of faith in yourself, even though you have multiple people coming through here that are like, are you kidding? Like, that's incredible. Like, you got to share that. You got to post that. You got to publish that. You got to, you know what I mean? All right. It's funny, you got the new moon in Cancer, and I just did Aries before you, and they got the new moon in Aries. So, like, this does feel like an energy of, like, we're all restarting and reinvigorating the chapter about ourselves. Whoops, I'm pulling from the wrong deck. Sleep at the wheel here. All right, Oracle of Mystical Moments for Cancer. The ladybug. If you see a ladybug, that's a confirmation from the universe. Ladybugs are lucky. My dear friend. All right, let's read about that. 47. Let's see. That makes 11. That makes justice. Things are right. Things are being reset into balance. There might be a Libra involved in this for you as well. Whoops, helps if I read the right one. 47. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. Bear with me. My dear friend, lifelong friendships, dependability, and solidarity. If you recall the card, The Journey, you may recognize a similar scene here with a woman riding a deer, but this time both women and the deer are much older. Time has passed and the two are still companions. They have seen many seasons together, many sunny joys and cold sorrows. Their wisdom has grown like the graceful antlers the woman holds for comfort. The deer supports her, and she returns a loving touch to her dear friend. Oh, so cute. All right, Cancer, that's what I got for you. Thanks for joining me today. Please show me some love and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Or if you want to leave a comment, that would be great. Helps my channel grow, helps me find a greater audience on YouTube. I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and please do hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post my readings. If you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook. I'm the Intuitive Teacup, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.